Good morning, folks. It is Tuesday morning. Today is a big day. We're going to ride the $1 Million Highway today. It's going to be right up yonder somewhere. I'm running towards Silverton for the next hour. I'll stop at the shop there in Silverton, the Harley-Davidson shop, get my poker chip, top off the gas tank, and then do the 25-mile ride from Silverton to Ouray. Still haven't decided if I'm going to eat that hotel in Ouray yet or not. We'll find out when I get there, see what time it is. My understanding is Ouray has one paved road on Main Street and everything else is dirt roads. So we are heading to Silverton and we'll get riding $1 Million Highway today. Alright folks, we are in Silverton, Colorado. Just took the first hour up here. Technically I'm part of the $1 Million Highway. We're getting ready to head out to Ouray on Highway 550 North, which is probably more infamous for the sights and everything than what I was already on. And I'll just say, it was beautiful when we climbed to around close to 12,000 feet coming into Silverton. Silverton's a cool little old western style town, and they have the world's highest elevated Harley-Davidson shop. So if you come through here, you got to stop and get a sticker, a patch, t-shirt, whatever you want. I got a few items, of course, because I don't know when I'll get back over here on a motorcycle. So great ride so far. Weather is warm down here. It was chilly up top in the 70s, not cold, and it's going to be chilly as we climb to we're a little over 11,000 feet up here, somewhere on the $1 Million Highway. Hopefully we're going to stop at blue places that I wanted to stop at, and see what it looks like. Wow. So we just left Silverton. We've gone about 7 or 8 miles maybe. And we're up at Red Mountain. You can see that right behind me right there. And the view here is something unbelievable. I mean, it is unbelievable. And we'll be going around there and down there and then coming back around there, and then we'll hit another summit here in a bit. But that's the crew that just passed me. And you know, it is steep drop-offs, but it's very manageable drive. I won't lie, I was a little nervous, you know, because I'm out here by myself. I was a little nervous, you know, with the steep drop-off, and I knew what side I was going to be on. And don't tell Tina, I told her I'd be on the mountainside, so I didn't want her to freak out, so she won't know until I get home, or until I get to Ouray, and I'll tell her then. So, but I did know better. Sorry, T, I love you, but I don't want you to have unnecessary worry that I've been gone, you know, on this trip for a while now. So let's get the rest of the ride. We're going to stop at a waterfall. All right, we are about 5 miles or so from Ouray, and we are on the $1 Million Highway still. We are at the waterfall, and I'm going to use the 360 to get the footage on this because it's just killer. It's beautiful up here. to Burger King, eating a Whopper for some reason. I've been craving them for weeks, but I won't eat most of the ones in Roanoke because they suck. Service, that is. The food's okay. So, you're wondering how there's a Burger King in Ouray. It's because I'm not in Ouray. When I rolled into Ouray about an hour and a half or so ago, I didn't realize it, but every street around there but Main Street is a gravel/dirt road. The parking lots around the buildings were the same. So word of caution, if you want to ride a motorcycle and stay there, that's what you're going to park in. And on top of that, they're slanted, they're sloped, so you got no footing. If you've got a partner riding with you, which T is usually my push partner in situations like that, then they can definitely push you out of there safely. We've done it tons of times. She gets her leg work in. But the other spots that were paved, there was nowhere to get a spot. So sadly, I'm going to eat some hotel costs on that. And while I was traveling, I talked to T on the phone, and I stopped at Ridgeview, Colorado, and talked to her for a bit, which is about 20 minutes or so on the other side of Ouray. And she did some research, found me a couple hotel options, and I was able to pull up in my app and book the hotel for the night. I'm about 2 miles from that hotel, but there is a Harley-Davidson here in Grand Junction, Colorado, which is where I'm staying for the night now. And I am actually going to run there probably first if it's close to the hotel. So, yeah, so that's where we are. One thing I forgot to tell you. It took about an hour and 45 minutes to get here from Ouray to Grand Junction. And I came through Red Rocks right here. And the last 20 miles in Red Rocks, I still have my sweatshirt on, roasting. Temperature went to 105. It was hot. So I stopped here at the Burger King before the hotels because I needed to eat anyway, and it was late for lunch. And I'm going to get that sweatshirt off, but we're here, so should be chill for the day. Good evening, good evening. It is the end of day 6. I am in Grand Junction, Colorado. I'm not sure if you can see that behind me. The sun is setting. In the mountain range here, and then here in the Red Rocks is absolutely stunning. Never been here. Definitely pretty cool to see. As I mentioned, I think I mentioned earlier in this video, I do a lot of video, and so I lose track of what I say half the time until I get ready to edit. Did not stay in Ouray for obvious reasons around the road situation that I think I explained earlier. Ended up in Grand Junction at Holiday Inn Express. And it's a really nice hotel, although apparently Mesa County, I believe it's called here. Apparently their fire marshal's pretty, I hate to use the word, but pretty anal about parking bikes under the cover. In all my travels across the country on a motorcycle, I've only had 2 hotels tell us we couldn't park under that. And both of them were Holiday Inn Express. The other one was in Massachusetts and made us move it. Now the difference was in Massachusetts, the lazy worker behind the desk wanted us to move, and then he put his truck underneath there so he didn't have to walk very far. I will refrain from continuing to tell you about that person because, as the patch on my back my wife gave me says designated a-hole. I'm not going to say the whole word on YouTube. It probably would come off like that, and I'm not trying to be that way, but I am a factual, truthful person. Unfortunately, I hurt people's feelings with that at times. Long story short, it was an amazing day, a tremendous ride. $1 Million Highway is worth everything I've ever heard. If anything, the views. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can't rip it fast on there unless you're probably on a sport bike. But why would you want to? Why would you want to rip it and race it? You know, people rip and race the tail of the dragon and they lose the whole function of what that road is about and how fun it is to drive at just normal average speeds or maybe a little over. You come up here and do this, you cause an accident. Well, I'm sorry, you should say you have an accident. You're going off the cliff. Nobody's picking you back up and you're done. God forbid you're doing it by yourself. They won't ever find you. But that's not the point. The views are so amazing. Do the speed limit. Take it all in. Enjoy it for what it is. And then find your other roads and rip it. I mean, I rip it as soon as I got off that road on the rest of 550. I ain't gonna lie, I was doing 15 or 20 over. Don't tell nobody. But I wanted to enjoy that ride. The ride is fun, but the scenery is amazing. So with that said, I'm going in here for the evening. and I am heading to Casper, Wyoming tomorrow. I got 2 more days left till we're in Sturgis. Tina will fly in on Saturday and meet me. I'll pick her up at Rapid City, and she'll spend 5 days with me, and then I'll fly her home, and then I will drive 3 days, well, actually 4 days back home, because I'm taking the long way home, because why have a motorcycle and go the shortest distance? I mean, it's pointless. So, heading to Casper, spend the night in Casper, and then from there, the next day, I'm riding up to Beartooth and going to finish in Red Lodge before I roll into Sturgis the day after that. So I hope you like our videos. I know Tina's not with me, and I say my right now, but it is her channel just as well. And in fact, I think most of you probably rather hear her talk than me. But at the end of the day, like, subscribe, comment. I got to meet one YouTuber in Amarillo named Zane, who you will see prior to this video in my Amarillo video. And super cool dude. He reached out to me because I threw the invitation out that if you're along my track and you want to meet, we'll meet for dinner or buy you a beer, whatever. I don't really care. And so we had a good time doing that. And he was a good dude, and he gave me some tips about my trip on into New Mexico, and that helped a lot. And so if the rest of you are out there and you happen to catch any of my videos, I will be in Sturgis for about 5 days. And I know my trip, I got 48 hours left on this, and I'm in Sturgis. And I will complete, I guess that's 9 days, rolling into Sturgis, be the 9th day, solo. If you guys are in Sturgis, hopefully you'll see this video by then. Make a comment, send me a message, whatever you want to do. And I'd love to meet you guys. So like, subscribe, comment. Have a good one. See you.